the leading contender for the crown of Scotland.
Well, he's had a lot to contend with in his time.
A contender who defeats my champion.
I contend that Rudolph Ivanovich Abel...
Not seriously think that a hobbit could contend with the will of Sauron.
Race among Democratic contenders might still be a toss-up.
What do we have here? Another Mick to contend with? What's going on?
The Constitution contends.
To fight these contenders, you'd rather fight some bullshit champ.
The contender, Julie Powell.
The 17th Earl of Bruce, the leading contender for the crown of Scotland.
Stuff he does, stuff he don't do.
Well, he's had a lot to contend with in his time, too. You know, bastards killed his kid, too.
Don't say...
Place, Asperg.
Asgard!
Any contender who defeats my champion, their freedom they shall win.
Fine, then point...
competing views of the world. I contend that Rudolph Ivanovich Abel, Colonel Abel, as he was called even by...
He did not seriously think that a hobbit could contend with the will of Sauron. There are none who can.
Give me a fucking break.
The race among Democratic contenders might still be a toss-up. Polls taken after the two men appeared on the Geraldo show.
What, you guys don't get your spumoni, you take it out on the waiter?
What do we have here? Another Mick to contend with? What's going on? You heard what I said. Where you fucking been?
The murder, they couldn't have shot and killed Sean Noakes, as the prosecution contends. Isn't that correct?
Not unless they shot him from the blue...
Just brought you up to welterweight. Too good to fight these contenders, you'd rather fight some bullshit champ.
Didn't notice I was fighting any contenders.
524 recipes. The contender, Julie Powell. Government employee by day, renegade foodie by night.
Whoa. Manny Vasquez? Manny Vasquez, former middleweight contender, killed in the ring, Atlantic City, 1984.
I love it. She got $100 million, you fucks.
Nature vie with itself. The land contend with the sea.
Really? He was toying with Nico. The top contender, #2 in the world, and Charlie was dancing with him. Pop, pop, bam. Let's get drunk.
Beg me?
All the contenders are in there and they're closing hand over fist.
Kogo, DeSissa, and...
There have been inconsistencies in the confessions. My clients contend that they were forced to confess through brutality and intimidation.
Moderate weather with which we've had to contend. Grant us fair...
That's right.
And it's your contention that when the partners were made aware of the lesions, that they leapt to the conclusion that you had AIDS and they...
It's a remarkable effort.
Mr. Murray contends that you abandoned him. Is this correct?
No, it is not.
A black man be a real contender for the President of the United States.
Don't presume you can help me. You have no idea the forces I contend with. If you want to help...
What's the matter with you?
We should go back in '92, not as a qualifier, as a contender.
I don't understand. This is everything we've worked for, isn't it?
All right. We got a couple contenders here. 1, 2-ish.
Take out the leader, which is you. I'll have to contend with 1 or 2 enthusiastic wingmen. The last 2 guys, they always run.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
All you rookies that are just coming on as slot contenders, I want y'all to breathe in this.
Where's the baby?
Where's the baby?
No, man. Damn it, AJ! Ain't we got enough to contend with?
I don't know, ma'am. I thought we left
God damn it! You never leave a man!
Jim Braddock's rise from the soup lines to #1 heavyweight contender has truly been miraculous. Now, never in all my years have I seen this arena so...
And Levi answered, Peter, I see you contending against a woman like an adversary. If the Savior made her worthy, who are you indeed?
Dr. Oakes, we have to contend with the number of bodies, the
time required for each individual burial.
Terrible thing. So, will we get to meet this dark horse prom contender? Maybe.
God. Reports of interplanetary invasion that he ran off, leaving Aunt Bee to contend with the slimy green monsters he expected to drop from the sky at any moment.
Mr. Dubois? In fact, that's it in a nutshell.
We contend that the First Amendment does protect Rachel Armstrong. I'm well aware of cases in this circuit in which...
Waited for this day, but now I am the state.
You may say that, sir, but many important diplomats contend that you remain the most hated man in the state.
Raise up issue to me that the contending kingdoms of France and England, whose very shores look pale with envy
Of any nature, Mr. Haley was saying.
Oh, but wait a minute, Doctor. The defense contends why Mr. Brigance has gone to a great effort to prove to this...
Giraud.
Your Majesty.
You see what I have to contend with. But perhaps I can make it up to you. Would you permit me to furnish you with some French garments?